That's right, I'm jumping on this 90 Kids survey bandwagon. I was a baby of the 80s, but I grew up in the 90s. This video is actually going to be a response to Heather's video from Bookables. I really got a kick out of watching her video with her friend Jenna, and it just brought back so many memories, and I was like, I need to jump on this because I want to talk about my childhood too. Be warned, you're going to discover just how nerdy I was as a child and still am. So I'm going to start this off with the very first question. Favorite Disney Channel original movie? Now I have to be honest because I think a lot of my favorite Disney Channel original movies was actually in like 2000, 2001, but since we're talking about the 90s, I'll break it back a little bit. I would definitely have to say Xenon or Brink because at that time I was really into rollerblading and the guys in that movie were just super hot and I had like a crush on all of them. Some other honorable... I gotta mute my phone. Excuse me. Off. Some other honorable mentions would definitely be Halloween Town, which I still enjoy today. Susie Q, which is actually one that gets forgotten a lot. The reason I really like that one is because it featured the girl who played the Pink Power Ranger and I thought she was super cool. Also Smart House and Wish Upon a Star, which I didn't know until I looked back at this movie. Katherine Heigl was in it. What? Favorite music artist? Definitely Britney Spears. I was a Britney Spears fan, hardcore. NSYNC, Spice Girls, Hanson, and then of course my countryside would be Garth Brooks and LeAnn Rimes. Favorite Nick Jr. show? I definitely watched Little Bear and Franklin, and those are the only two shows I really remember watching, aside from Blue's Clues. But I watched a lot of Little Bear. Favorite candy? Oh my goodness. There was Fruit by the Foot, and Fruit Roll-Ups and Gushers. Oh, I loved Gushers so much. Basically any of like gooey sugariness kind of, you know, that kind of candy I really love. I also had an obsession with the bubble tape. I loved it. Anytime my family would go on a road trip, I would seriously just sit there with like the tape, like bubble tape hanging out of my mouth, just like enjoying that powdery sugar bubblegum goodness. Also, another throwback to my cousin, we would always have challenges to see how many, was it the black warheads or the purple ones that were the most sour? Anyways, we would try and fit as many of those in our mouth as possible, which would actually lead to a lot of grossness because if you've ever tried that, you know that your mouth like basically fills up, well, not only the candy, but like saliva, and you end up like drooling all over yourself, which is like super gross, and you probably didn't need to know that, but I felt like sharing. Favorite game, and it says board game or school game, etc. So I'm gonna leave technology out of this. I was definitely that kid that was really into the jump rope, especially, I'm not sure if every state did this, but I know at our school we had Jump for the Heart, and I was so into it. I loved doing like the crisscross thing and like going like this and trying to do double. I was so into that. My cousin and I also loved to do like the cat's cradle thing, where you had like this string rope thingy, you did it with your hands. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Because I feel like so stupid doing this. But you do like cat's cradle and you'd make it look like the Eiffel Tower and like a whole bunch of other stuff. Anyways, also at school I really enjoyed playing Foursquare with my friends. Please tell me someone has played this at school, whether you're like in elementary or middle school. Please tell me I am not alone in this because I freaking loved and rocked at Foursquare. I can still play it. Actually, I need to get some people together because now I really want to play it. Alright, the next question says, favorite McDonald's Happy Meal toys? I think we never really went to McDonald's a lot as like a kid, and I guess that's really the reason why I'm still not really a big fan of it, but I do remember getting the Barbie doll collection. And also I was really into The Lion King. I remember getting that because they did like this whole Disney movie series, and I think around that time Lion King had come out, and I just loved The Lion King so much. Favorite books of the 90s? I would definitely have to say Shel Silverstein. Is it Shel Silverstein? Anyways, he's the one who did the Upside Down Sidewalk or something like that. He had like several books, and they're all like poetry and silly rhymes, and I just loved that. I was also an Eric Carle fan whenever I was a kid. I love those books. I still do today. Also loved Goosebumps so much. I was so into the scary stuff as a kid. I mean, I still am, just not the gory scary stuff, just the, you know, creepy chills kind of thing. But out of Goosebumps, I would have to say the Tower of Terror, A Night in the Tower of Terror or something like that. And also The Haunted Mask, because that movie that they did was like freaking scary. I was also really into The Babysitter's Club. And please tell me that I'm not alone on that, because I loved those books and I did love the movie. Clothing store. This is really hard for me because I just don't remember shopping that much. But I do remember Tommy Hilfiger and I think. Wow, this is like a really hard one. But those are the two ones I remember wearing, like as far as clothing stores go. What would you watch when you got home from school? Okay. I'm about to reveal my extreme nerdiness. I loved anime. I was into Tenchi Muyo, Dragon Ball Z, and Gundam Wing Zero. I had the biggest crush on Hiro. Oh my goodness, this is so embarrassing. Why am I talking about this? Man, every once in a while, like I think it was like a year or two ago, I was feeling like really nostalgic and I totally hunted down Gundam Wing Zero so I could watch it over again. Ooh, Hero still makes me swoon. So yeah, please tell me there's some other anime freaks out there. And just to mention, I did watch Sailor Moon, but I really wasn't into it. I like the other ones better. Favorite TV shows? Well, I've kind of mentioned some of them, but I watched a lot of TV as a kid because I'm an only child, and aside from my cousins, I was really kind of a loner. So I watched a lot of TV, and I'm about to name some TV shows. And I kind of had to write them down because there was a lot. Boy Meets World, I loved Boy Meets World. There was like Master of the Maze. I think it was on Nickelodeon. I don't know, I can't remember, but it was really cool and I always wanted to be in one of those shows. Magic School Bus, oh my gosh, I loved the Magic School Bus. Home Improvement, I had the biggest crush on Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Oh my goodness. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'm not gonna break out into the song because I will sing it all. Pinky and the Brain, Animaniacs, Are You Afraid of the Dark? I love that show so much. Any of the Goosebumps movies or shows. Go Power Rangers. And when I was really little, I loved PBS Lamb Chops Play Along or something. Like the lady with the puppet, the Lamb Chops. I really love that show. Don't make fun of me. I love that show. Favorite toy? I would definitely have to say when the whole water soaker thing, we went through like this huge phase where you could get all these different types of water guns. I was so into that. Was anybody else really into yo-yos? Like whenever that was like the whole big trend, you get all these cool yo-yos and all these different colors and do all these cool tricks with them. I was really into Game Boys. I had like the original Game Boy, the big giant gray brick. But then I also got the Game Boy Pocket, which was like the ice blue one. And I'm kicking myself because I have no idea where it is. It's probably somewhere here in my house. And I checked it out on eBay and those things run from like $250 to $300 now. So if I can find it, nah, I'm probably still gonna keep it. And here's the big question that everybody has been asking about. NSYNC or Backstreet Boys? It's very easy, NSYNC. I don't really think I need to say anything else. Favorite commercials? I actually remember whenever Nintendo 64 came out, they had a commercial about the Super Mario Smash Brothers. I remember just really enjoying that commercial. It's hilarious and I may actually try and go find it on YouTube because I just thought it was really funny. Also, I remember, I don't know why I remember this one, but the X-Men Chef Boyardee commercial, because at the end he goes, "Only you can set them free." I don't know why I remember that, but that's the one that I remember. Weirdest fashion trends. Oh my goodness, there's like a whole list of them, but I do have to point out that the jelly shoes, I loved the jelly shoes. I had a lot of different colors, the glittery ones, all of them. And I don't know why, because I remember them being the most uncomfortable things to wear ever. But I just had to have them all. Pain is beauty, okay? Pain is beauty. I definitely have a picture, a school picture of me actually, wearing those hats that had like the flap up in the front and it usually had like flowers or something here. I do. If I hunt it down, I'll put it in the video or I'll share it in another video. But yes, I did wear tons of those types of hats. Favorite collectible? I didn't really get as into it as other people did. For instance, my cousin had like all of them, but I did collect some of the Beanie Babies. How many Tamagotchis did you go through, or I guess Gigapets, it refers to that, or if they're the same thing? I had 3 of them. I had a dog, I had a cat, and I had a T-Rex. The T-Rex was my favorite because it was just so cool, and they all died. Of course they did. Everything dies. Favorite game system and game. So there's actually a really funny story that I'll have to tell at another time of how I got my first Nintendo 64. But I got Nintendo 64 and Zelda. I was obsessed, and I'm still obsessed with Zelda. Oh my goodness, I love the game Zelda. And whenever me and my cousins would get together, we would play so much Mario Kart. It was ridiculous, and we loved that game. Also, GoldenEye 007. So those are all the questions for the 90s Kids survey, and I actually have a question for you guys that I think should have been on this list. So tell me down and below, what was your favorite cereal as a kid? My favorite one was definitely Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I love that stuff. I remember during the summertime, I'd probably eat it like for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It was so delicious. So what was your favorite cereal as a kid? I hope you've enjoyed this video. It was really awesome just remembering all the crazy stuff the 90s kids did, the things I did. Oh, I had an awesome childhood. The 90s were awesome. I'm sorry if you guys weren't, you know, didn't grow up in the 90s. It was pretty cool. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and hi to all these new subscribers. I don't know where the heck you're coming from, but I'm so glad that you're checking out these videos. I hope to be posting more very soon and telling a little bit more about what's going on in my life. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!